Welcome back, my kindred, to Canada by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade live play podcast. Val managed to find a motel to sleep away the day in and told Will what she could about the danger of sunlight before passing out. Will woke up early and, unable to wake Val, he ate too much candy, made himself sick, and flooded the bathroom trying to clean up his mess. Val awoke to a flooded room and a very angry motel owner, who accepted Val's bribe but called the police anyway. Can Val outrun the police force that now believes she has kidnapped Will and is responsible for the Wulfpack's massacre? Find out now as you return to the world of darkness.
Val, you're racing away from police pursuit with Will beside you. Will, you've only realized as this car took off, it was all so fast, there was a jolt as it hit another car. It's driving away now. Val is racing away from the police. You can hear the sirens in the distance. And she left your stuff back in the motel room.
Yep.
Val, can you roll me a strength and drive? Once you get into the right car, it really just becomes an extension of your body. And you've got a muscle car because you've got a muscle body. So let's roll that strength.
Okay. 3 successes.
Okay. The local cops cannot keep up with you with -1 successes. You managed to make it clear of the town and of the region. This is one of those rare cases where even in the early 2000s, police in the States just do not effectively communicate across state lines, let alone county lines. So you are blazing forwards. But Will is in the passenger seat. Do you keep doing high-speed stuff once you're clear of that area, or do you try to blend in with traffic?
Doing high speeds until she can be sure she's clear of that, and then trying to blend back in, trying to get some freeways, trying to get anything where there's more cars around.
Great. I'd say you manage to high-speed your way out. When you cross the county line, that's when you hit the highway and blend in again.
Yeah. And in the meantime, it's like the beast just thundering in her head. So even if Will is trying to talk to her or doing it, she cannot hear.
I think, it's this moment of slowing down. Will, you may have been talking for some time, but Val, this is the moment where you return to reality.
You return to the sound of him just bawling, just wailing in the passenger seat.
Okay. And then it's just like, for fitting into traffic, I'm making sure that I'm driving safely still, and then side-eyeing this kid. Hey, kid, why are you crying?
Just, you left and you threw it away.
What?
My toys.
Fuck, right. Yeah. I'm sorry. There wasn't time to. I'm sorry.
I want mommy and daddy. I want to go home.
Yeah. Though, she's glancing at what they're passing. Is like, okay, can I buy this child something? Are we passing food? Or are we passing, I have to change the subject to distract him.
Roll me a wits and awareness. Val may know a little thing about kids. This strategy is relatively effective.
2 successes.
2 successes. You aren't seeing any stores because you're on the freeway, but there is one of those kind of they have so many terms for them in so many areas, but in Ontario, it's an en route. There are these kind of side places you can stop along the highway to get gas. There's fast food. There's a drive-through.
Great.
You're on the state side. What's a very American drive-through? Very California.
Yeah, I don't know how old they are. 2000s has to be In and Out.
Yeah,
In and
it's
Out
gotta be
is
In and Out.
big time.
There's an In and Out attached to this, so you can take them to an In and Out.
Great. She's like, "Are you hungry?"
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you want a burger?
Okay.
Okay. Then she's pointing out the sign. See that sign? It says it's that far away.
How far away?
Now Bella's like, fuck, I know kilometers. I don't live here.
Yep, but you're flooring it. You know you're buying yourself 60 seconds and you'll be there. You just got to keep them calm for 60 seconds.
It's 2 miles away. No,
The math she's trying to do.
Yeah.
He's 5.
No answer will help him in this regard.
No, yeah.
It's a few minutes and we'll be there.
I want McDonald's.
She's gonna look.
Roll your wits and awareness. I'm going to try to spot a McDonald's.
I'm just
I'm sorry.
greeting for beast feels.
I'm sorry. You're playing a 5-year-old. This is accurate.
Oh, only one success.
One success. There is no McDonald's in sight. You have In-N-Out.
There's no McDonald's, but we can get you In-N-Out.
I don't want In-N-Out. I want McDonald's.
Well, how hungry are you?
Very hungry.
All right, so we'll go here and then go to McDonald's after.
I'm a million hungry.
Okay, that's sounds really hungry.
Why are you driving so fast? I saw police.
Yeah. That lady at the motel called the police on us. And this is evil. Because you threw up in the room.
Oh, whoa, Val.
I don't want to have to explain it. I don't want to have to explain it.
You'll be answering to the audience.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Val's not.
That's incredible. He goes right back to crying. He's crying now.
Yep.
The police are after him.
No. Remember I told you I'd keep you safe?
Uh-huh.
I won't let them get you.
Am I bad now? Am I bad like the monsters?
No, it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Yep.
I didn't mean to throw. I'm sorry, Val.
It's okay. We'll get you some food because I'm sure you're hungry after throwing up.
Maybe we go back and we tell the lady we're sorry. We go get my toys.
We can't go back. That lady was really mean. But we can get you new toys.
I don't. Okay.
Okay, and we'll get you new clothes. Looking at his soggy outfit.
Accurate.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and right now we'll get you food.
McDonald's? I want McDonald's.
Val, can you roll me a wits and insight?
Whoa, fuck.
It's 2 successes, 2 10s, 1 on a hunger dice, 4 successes, messy successy.
Fabulous. Wow. You may not know the answer to this, but your beast helps you in solving this problem, which is you need to get him McDonald's. Mm-hmm. This is an In-N-Out. But you can limit what he knows. So your beast takes the top of his, instinctually takes the top of his seatbelt and ties him to the seatbelt and parks facing away from the place and goes inside and effectively takes someone else's meal from them, storms back outside, takes it out of the bag, goes into the car, and is back on the highway before you untie him and give him In-N-Out, telling him it's McDonald's.
It's McDonald's.
I'm going to do a quick little mental roll.
Yep.
Fail. He believes you.
That was no successes on 2 days.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Yeah, so bam. You gave him McDonald's. He's very pleased.
Well, yeah, it's...
I know this worked because this happened to my brother where he would refuse to eat anything except ranch dressing. So my parents just started telling him every salad dressing was ranch and he ate it every day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my sister with...
Kids are dumb.
My sister with fish. She's like, this chicken tastes different. My parents were like, uh-huh, yeah, the chicken tastes really different. And eat the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, we're driving. He's eating food. He's not crying. We're driving.
Yeah, you're driving a little faster now that you realize you robbed from an In-N-Out.
That's fine. We are back on the highway.
Can we play song?
Yeah.
I want Thomas.
What's Thomas?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
I don't know that.
Do you have any music?
Yeah. There's here.
Do you have Muppets?
No. Here. You can listen to the radio. You can pick whatever you want.
Never mind.
Turns the radio on. Oh, it's the awkward drive.
And this is the moment where the rest of the situation comes to land on you, Val, because you now don't have your ID. You don't have an ID for this boy.
Mm-hmm.
The Mildred Hawthorne ID is compromised, so you can't cross the border back into Canada with it, and you couldn't cross the border back into Canada with an unidentified child anyways.
Yep.
And he's drawn so much attention and so much heat that you probably couldn't bring this kid across the border anyways. If the police responded that quickly, it's because they know about the kid.
Yep.
Because the only way they would know that is if something had tracked from the farm.
Yeah.
Where you didn't do the full protocol of how to deal with the bodies.
Absolutely. And she knows she didn't.
So you're clever enough to put all this together, which basically means this vehicle is now being tracked because you don't know if Carol wrote down any of the details on it.
100%. I don't know if the cops saw the plates.
You can't get back. And the places you would normally call to get IDs to cross the border are Camarillo linked. They won't give you an ID for a kid. And if they find out about the kid, they'll liquidate him.
Yep.
Pam, the human, did not like that word.
Yeah.
But that's what the Camarilla would do, including the sheriff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Val is on the run with this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And is going to be on the run heading east until she can figure out a way to get him across the border. Buying time.
All right, you're buying time.
And while she's buying time, it's like, all right, I'll take this kid shopping. I will let him buy whatever. We have a bag of money.
It's covered in blood.
All right, well.
What you do have is a very hot car.
Yeah. Sell this car. Yeah. You have to sell the car.
That is too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame.
We'll sell this car. We will get a cheaper car and whatever money I can get in the exchange.
And you do that. You get the best price that you can for this vehicle. You take the plates off so it's untraceable. The back side is banged up because you hit a police car with it.
Yep.
But you find the chop shop that'll get you as much cash as you can. And you start trying to find a way to coast through these motels. And you don't really have an answer because you don't have that much cash. You don't have the connections and you can't turn to the vampire world for them.
Yeah.
And you are getting texted and called by the sheriff and by Brooke. And that's growing in intensity.
Yeah.
In both. Is there anyone you would respond to? Is there anyone you would reach out to?
I think one of the things that she'd want to do is because she can't keep that money in the hard drive anyway, and she knows the Camarilla wants it back, would try to find a place or like a locked box or something where she can leave it and then text the sheriff just a location.
That's definitely doable.
That's what she would do. So that mission is finished.
I think the cash you would hang on to. The cash wasn't a priority target. Plus, putting cash into a shipping box is just like a recipe for someone who works in shipping to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Whereas a hard drive, you could absolutely have it shipped back to Calgary and then kind of duck it. But his calls are still coming in if you are hanging on to the same burner phone. Brooke is calling you every night.
Yep. And
you did not answer the first 2 nights.
No. She will not respond to the sheriff except for that message where she said where the hard drive is. Mm-hmm. And as days burn on, she is like ignoring those calls. And it's just building up. And eventually she answers. Well, I guess they're just in a motel and Will is watching TV and she's managed to find things. Like now she has started to amass things. Like she bought him a tape that he wanted. She bought him.
You got the Muppets in the car.
Yeah.
You've got the toys. You figured out activities that will buy you how much time where you're like, how long will he color for before he gets bored?
Yes.
Daytime things to kind of lock him down. Also, he's become more nocturnal as this has gone on, which just means he wakes up when you do.
Yep. And we can do stuff at night. Make sure he gets food. We go sit in a diner or sit somewhere and he eats and she sits with food in front of her. The cheapest food.
And he eats whatever he wants. So there's no dietary control. But like any kid who can eat nothing but candy, eventually he starts feeling sick and making slightly better choices.
Yep. And then she will eventually... When Will is sitting there watching TV, she'll eventually just cave and answer a phone call from Brooke.
Hey,
Brooke.
How long has it been? How long do you think it would take for Val to pick up the phone?
At least 10 days, if not longer.
Wow.
It's been 2 weeks. You haven't picked up the phone. Your work trip was supposed to be like a week. What's going on?
Yeah, things got complicated. I'm still in the States.
Okay.
Lost my ID.
Okay. Are you gonna come back? Like what do you mean you lost your? We can get you one at the. We're on the phone. You could talk to the consulate and get a new ID pretty easy.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's just it's complicated.
What's complicating it?
Are you okay? Sorry I didn't mess with you.
No, I haven't any problems. I'm fine.
Okay.
I can look after myself.
I know you can.
I can look after myself better when you're here.
Yeah, no, complication is sort of job and me related, sort of
Okay.
rules related.
Okay, so you're breaking rules, I have to assume?
Yep.
And they needed to be broken, I have to assume?
I thought so.
Okay, that explains why I'm seeing more, shall we say, supervisors than I am used to. How long do you need to be in the wilderness?
She's watching a child watch TV. It's just I don't know. I don't have a solution. You know, I'm not really fucking good at those.
Okay, so you're going to be another couple weeks and then you'll be back.
Maybe longer than that.
Okay, we've hit the point where veiled language stops making sense. I'm going to text you a burner phone number, and then you get a burner phone, and then we can have one brief, honest conversation.
Okay.
Okay. Talk soon.
Bye.
Goodbye. She hangs up, which would stand out to you because Brooke is very much an I love you person
Yep.
with the nightly phone calls and the living together for 5 years.
Yep. And Val couldn't bring herself to say it, so
Yep. Hasn't been said by Val
ever.
So Brooke texts you a number.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take you till obviously the next night to chase down a burner phone because these calls tend to happen at the end of the night as you kind of settle in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you get the burner phone the next night or would you delay?
Delay. Honest conversation. That's enough for there is a level of escape in just capitulating to a child's needs of like, all right, well, whatever you want to do today. You know, so like also we are traversing randomly throughout the United States.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? We can just go there.
But the challenge you are finding in that is expense, cost, and justification.
Yeah.
Which is how do you pay for things knowing that you have this money and then stop? And yes, you can go to an area and do the shady things that Val has done before. You could go and rip off stash houses and you could figure all that out.
That's difficult with Will there.
Exactly, because you need time to scout, you need time to prep, you need time to do all of this, which means you are forced into a world where you need to go semi-legit.
Yeah.
To be able to do this while still staying on the fringes, while still being able to travel, while still being able to stay in a contained environment, while still being able to find those answers. And it's a weird world when Will is the one who provides that answer to you, that inspiration. But sometimes kids can help you figure things out or just give you a new idea, which is Will absolutely fucking loves transport trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Big rig trucks are a big winner for the guy who liked cars.
Yep.
And when he discovered he could do the like raised hand toot toot thing to them on the road, and they would honk the horns, he spends a lot of his time on the road looking for horns, like looking for anybody who will do that. So he's gotten very into big rigs. He's gotten very into the different colors, the different makes. You're a car person. You can talk about the engines. Like you're an encyclopedia of facts about these big rigs. And it's this that eventually you have that aha moment of being like, oh, I should just get one of those.
Yep.
Because we can drive around and do the work. Will love every moment of it, and you can both sleep in the cab and have a standard space that you own instead of having to go motel to motel because it's not comfortable enough. You can kind of fold yourself up into whatever shape because you're functionally a corpse that walks around at night. But like Will actually needs a bed to sleep in, and motels, especially now that you don't get the chance to scout, you don't have the Camarillas resources, you are winging it in a way that makes you deeply uncomfortable as a vampire.
Oh, 100%.
You can make a big rig light tight. And if you find the right driver, you can kind of get an ID thrown in for, let's just say, a duffel bag full of blood-stained money.
There we go.
So you end up making that trade. It's the era of Big Rig Val.
Yep.
And you get a matching trucker hat for Will, and you're doing those jobs, and you're driving around, but there's the CB radio. You can talk with people on the radio. If he uses code names, you get to supervise it the whole time. It gives him a social life, and there's that for you. But you've been avoiding this call from Brooke.
Yep.
And you would have had to ditch that first phone. So you've got a burner phone number that you've just never called.
Yes.
How long would you wait to call?
This would be Val telling herself, I will call tomorrow night. And then, there's a bunch of stuff that happens. I don't have much time left. And then again, and I think it's
like any parent trying to call a friend, only it's a romantic
Oh,
relationship.
yeah. And so I think it's she thinks I'm going to call her 2 nights later, but it's also that like vampire time creep of like it doesn't seem like that long when you don't change and none of that stuff matters. And so it's probably it's enough time to buy a big rig and do all that stuff. It's a month.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of Big Rig Val, you finally call.
And it's in the middle of the night, and Will is asleep on the other side of the big rig, and it is a empty, dark road, like 2-lane, middle of nowhere, flat, dead, dark sky, no stars out. And
Yep.
she calls her and is like, "Oh, I stalled so long. This is going to be worse." Of course, yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Brooke. I'm sorry.
We'll find out if you are, because it seems like it's really easy for you to take the time and to not call, which means you're not sorry if you chose to do it.
I didn't, and I'm sorry.
Okay. What's happening? No more bullshit. No more prevarications. We got this phone call. I will text this number, another burner phone after this. Lay it out for me here, because this is insane.
I know. It is. I know. That big job I went on last blood hunt, they killed like 2 buses of people and a whole family.
Okay. Then you killed them. Nailed
Yeah.
it. This is pretty bog standard.
I know. The family that owned the estate, they had a kid and he hid and lived.
Okay.
He's 5.
So
I have him with me still.
I'm sorry. What? You mind wipe witnesses. It's just you mind wipe them and you're good.
No, not this. Not a little kid. Not someone who has no family who saw that shit. Cameron put him down.
Okay. So your plan is...
I don't have a plan, Brooke. I can't.
Yeah, but not making a choice is still making a choice. So your plan is to drive around. The moment anyone finds out, you're declared an anarch or blood hunted yourself. And they get you and the kid.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It's not a great plan. I don't have a better plan. And I'm normally a good plan person, so I get why you're doing what you're doing. I just don't have
I'm sorry. I
a good
didn't.
answer to that.
It's not. I'm sorry you didn't call sooner. It's not you. It's. I couldn't make myself do it. You know, I couldn't.
Yeah, that's probably good. That's probably good. I don't know. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Well, I mean, realistically, before you, I didn't date much. It's not like there are a lot of options for servants to the Camarilla to have normal human relationships. I kind of knew that when I came in here. You get some really cool shit, and the money is excellent, but not a lot of that.
Good
So
at it.
realistically, kids, how old? Fuck me. These are grotesque thoughts, but let's just be honest. I'm not that great a person. How old?
5.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. 10, 15 years? It's not the worst. Kids old enough to keep a secret or become a ghoul or whatever. I'll be here. I can ghoul myself, huh? Unless you like a strong MILF energy, then I can just get older and ghoul at the end. And we can call pretty much every night. I can keep in touch that way. I mean, burner phones, etc. The system seems to work. It's not forever. It's 15 years, which feels like forever, but like we deal in different terminology once you get involved with what we're involved in.
Fuck, Brooke. Yeah, I can't ask you to do any. That's.
To do what? I'm going to keep working for the Camarilla and making a ton of money. It's literally what I do. I call you every night, literally anyways. You sleep here like once a week because it's suicidally dangerous for you to do, so I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
we had a lot of separate life stuff to begin with. It's just a little bit of a longer-term separation. Long distance is doable. I've heard we're going to be able to send some decent pictures across these phones pretty soon.
Fuck. Oh. Sorry, you're gonna. I need a minute. I figured you'd yell at me and hang up, so.
Okay, take a minute.
What are you wearing?
And you proceed to have quiet phone sex while a 5-year-old sleeps in the cab of your truck. And Brooke starts calling you every night because Brooke is far more understanding of this relationship. There is a bigger difference between the idea of forever once you're running in vampire circles from a position of favored servant of the organization than there is outside of that. So the idea of 10 years is like, oh, focus on work, do your phone calls. Literally nobody gets older unless they want to. You're cool with it, so Brooke just ages. Obviously, if Brooke gets sick or anything like that, she just gets ghouled by the Camarilla. They're not going to trade a valuable servant. She's useful to them, so she's able to do that. And this continues for years. Big Rig Val, I do need to know, 5-year-old Will, what is the name he chose for the truck?
Yes.
What's the color of the truck?
He can pick that too.
You got to buy a crooked one. So roll me a wits and awareness to see what, or a wits and drive to see the kind of truck, and then we'll be able to pick some details depending on how this roll goes.
1 success.
Will, you get to pick exactly one thing about this vehicle? I'm imagining. What color is it?
Yeah. It'll be red.
Not Val's choice. Would not have been her choice, but that's fine.
The truck is red. The truck is named red. Or what is the truck named?
It'd be called Red 1 Million because it's the biggest number you can think of.
Wow.
Red 1 Million is the name of your big rig. And I do have to ask, because you are on this CB radio and you have to have code names, what are the trucker handles that Will, at 5 years old, chose for himself and for Val? Because you would have your own individual handles.
Val's is, I think after getting kind of a brief explanation of what this even is, call signs and stuff like that. So Val would be Good Monster. Will would be Red Monster.
Different kind of monster truck over here.
It's the monster era, if we're looking at the name. Driving Red 1 Million, Good Monster and Red Monster on the roads. And you have 2 years where you successfully live under this identity. You have multiple birthdays, which you are forced to celebrate, Val, in the style of Will's choosing.
Yeah,
Yep, whatever he wants.
I wasn't sure how many years we would go before Val caught on. Like, he keeps saying he's 5.
Yeah.
But it's there. But I think the trick is Will would know his own birth date.
Yeah.
And because it's trucking, there are so many conversations about what date it is
Got it.
that it would be an inescapable thing. So this relationship continues forwards. Let's see how good this first birthday present is, Val.
Oh,
Can
man.
you roll me a wits and insight?
It's just a wits. All right, 1 success.
1 success. Okay. It's an okay gift,
It's okay, gift.
but it's not a great gift. Will, what do you get for your 6th birthday from Val?
A Muppet book.
Perfect. I nailed it. There's Kermit in there.
And I'm 6. I don't like Kermit anymore.
Shit.
Fuck.
I like Gonzo. There's some Gonzo. It's a pretty good book.
Okay. Happy birthday.
Thanks, Mom. Val.
You're welcome, kid. You can call me that if you want.
Oh.
It's gonna just be me and you.
It's okay.
And what do you want to eat?
McDonald's.
Okay.
And luckily, you have started tracking where the McDonald's are on
The
these various
map.
interstates and highways. You know where
Got
you're
the
headed.
big fold-out map.
And it's this first step of the possibly mommy monster era now. There are these big questions as time goes on. And you grow closer as this continues until you get a panicked call. The night of Will's birthday. You stay in a motel
Fucking
that night.
birthdays, I swear to God.
You stay in a motel that night because it is a treat
Yes.
to not be sleeping in the cab, to get the big room. Like, you paid for the ridiculous honeymoon suite with the heart-shaped bed and a bunch of stuff just so Will would have like a crazy room to run around in and jump on bed and like use a jacuzzi tub and a bunch of
yeah.
A
weird,
fun-shaped
goofy
bed,
stuff. Yeah, everything's fun-shaped in
Yeah.
the room. So he's very pleased, but you get a panicked call from Brooke at the beginning of the night.
Yeah.
The next night. And it's just like, the call comes through. You've seen 2 that are close to sunset as you wake up and look at the phone. And then see like, call me, 911, 911, call me are the texts
Wow.
as you wake up to the phone with those on it. Clearly, she had an idea of when sunset was in your area, but she didn't know exactly minute to minute and started
Yeah.
calling the moment it was possible.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's so out of the ordinary that it's almost like Val's beast instantly, and she has the phone in her hand and she calls, and before she's even thinking about it.
You need to get in your truck and drive. You need to drive right now. I fucked up. I'm so sorry. It fucking went so bad.
Okay, what happened?
It went so bad. Daria Raylan. Daria found me, got around security, started asking a lot of questions I could not answer. So Daria knows everything. She knows about the kid. She knows where you're running. She knows where you are. You need to go.
Val
You
hangs
need to
up on
go.
her and grabs Will.
And you book it to your truck. And you drive. Trying to play the routes, trying to play it as smart as you can. And that's when you find a big rig truck parked across the road at the edge of town, blocking it. Can you roll me a wits and awareness?
Two successes.
2 successes. You spot a figure standing outside the cab, not driving it and waiting. You recognize a trademark hat. You recognize a trademark outfit. Sheriff Cross is here.
Great. Yeah, this is how it played out. If this is how it played out, then Val is happy that this is how it played out. If she is going to stop the car, and then it's a moment of trying to think, like, what to do. And she's going to just look over, well, kid, just stay here. I got to go out and talk to someone.
This is different.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on, Mom?
Accurate for this era, yes.
I'm going to see. Just stay here. If anything happens to me, you get out of this truck and you run.
Okay.
Okay. She's going to get out, shut the door behind her, and then walk out in front in the middle of the road.
Mm-hmm. You see Sheriff Cross standing in front of you. Nothing different from the last moment you saw him.
Definitely not.
Vampires are always finding each other exactly the same, which is, I think, for a vampire of your age, still unsettling.
Oh, yeah. Especially it being that long. And watching Will get older before her eyes.
Mm-hmm. And the world change around you.
Yeah. But Sheriff Cross, exactly the same. She'll walk out in front of the truck to meet him standing like a few steps away. And it's like every part of her body tensed. She's just ready. Like she's anticipating him wanting to fight her. And is like, I will fight him if I have to fight him.
And he looks at you just so calm and cool and collected in a way that is more unsettling from him than not, but
Absolutely.
is bog standard. You've never seen him. I guess he's unflappable. You've never seen him flapped. Like he's just there locked in. He goes, well, it seems like you've been making some hard decisions.
Yep. Whatever you need to do, but I'm not. We got to go through me.
Well, I appreciate that sentiment, but you got the boy.
Mm-hmm. I'm not giving him to you.
Didn't ask for him. He all right?
She looks back over to see his expression through the windshield.
He's like peeking up.
Yeah, I was going to say the sheriff could see him as well.
Yeah. He's watching.
She'll look back at him. Yeah, he's good.
All right. Can I talk to him?
Val just takes a long moment because it's just like she knows what's supposed to happen with the Camarilla. She was ready for him to just execute her.
Jesus Christ. I can do it through the radio if you're worried.
She's still stalling because it's like that hit of wave of emotions of like, I should have known better that Sheriff Cross would maybe act differently than normal Camarilla stuff. But she still it was so impounded into her of like the way the rules are.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, no, it's fine. Yeah, come over here. And she's going to walk to the other side and open the truck where Will is.
Then he'll walk over and look in and say, does he still use the same name?
Yeah.
He still uses that same, come on. All right, so you're Will?
Yeah. Who the fuck are you?
All right, you two have been on the road together for a while. I'm the sheriff.
Hi.
Does he know anything?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know plenty, but does he know any of the things I'm wondering if he knows about?
No specific. I've been trucking.
Well, that's why I assumed you're in a truck. Also, the moment how do you think I found you? I found all your different contracts. You're working through actual mortal channels. Ugh. You're going to get yourself run over in a bad way if this continues. All right, so you're smart.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're put together.
Okay.
So what do you think of her?
Mom?
Yeah, what's she like? Sheriff already has his answer from the word mom, but he's still going to ask his questions.
She's good.
All right. You've been looking after her on the road?
Uh-huh.
Because, she kind of swears a lot. She says the curse words.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets herself into trouble. She needs somebody around to make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do all that?
Yeah.
All right, well, perfect. What are you into? Kid's got a favor. You got something you're into, you like watching, like listening to, anything like that?
Mom's music?
Mom's music. What are you listening to in there with him?
Brooks tapes, hard rock.
Of course. Well, get yourself some of your mom's favorite music. He takes out like $500 in cash and holds it out to you.
Wow. He looks to Val like this is like people don't interact with Will without Val's permission, I don't think. So he's looking to you for permission.
She gives the slight nod that you recognize.
Yeah, and he takes the money.
All right, perfect. You got that, and I guess I owe you for like a couple of missed holidays or whatever when it comes to Christmas and shit. All right, so the rest, and he just gives you another like 20 grand, and he's like, "That take care of whatever you fucking need in that regard. You keep taking care of her, because otherwise she's basically going to fall out of this truck, you know? She won't know what's happening. So you stay in there. You're doing great." Close the door for a second. "Well, this is nuts, but clearly he likes you. You're doing the right thing by him. Camarilla's a nightmare, but Daria Raylin ain't too fucking smart and tried to blackmail me before she talked to the princess. So welcome to Spin Town, fucking Toreador." "You've been working undercover for me. I already got the paperwork in place. I'm going to keep you in the fucking US of A for as long as fucking possible. You can't talk to nobody than anything else. I had to, shall we say, put some firewalls between Brooke and the rest of the situation, because she can't keep rising her way up through the ranks telling a different story than anybody else. I just told everybody that Daria fried her fucking brain. So, she's out.
Yeah.
I can keep you here. I can't bring you back. Not with that kid. There's no way that I can sell that once he shows back up, but we can just deny, and keep your truck on the road. Big red 1 million. We might need to change the truck's name so it doesn't sound like it was made up by a 5-year-old. I'm denying that you have. 7, 6, 7.
Seven.
Okay.
Okay.
But I can help you cover this up.
Well, Bella is like a blinky and sort of stricken at that. Like, again, thought that he would murder her. And she's, I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
Yeah, I'm sorry you didn't too. But we're where we're at. And that kid ain't fucking crazy. And he seems to like you, so you done good by me, as long as you keep doing good by him.
That's what I want to do.
I know you've just been driving around. Is he smart enough to be able to, like, wait for things to happen sometimes?
Most of the time, if he has something else to occupy himself with.
All right, I'll make sure that you get some more upfront money, and I'll try to keep you in some places with some jobs for some stretches. He's going to need to get some fucking schooling, because you don't need an illiterate 7-year-old living inside a fucking truck, or he's going to have no life after this.
Yeah.
I'll try to find you some undercover operations. I'll try to find you some things that you can go for an area for, 6 months to a year. The actual work won't take that fucking long, but nobody needs to know. And you can send this boy to school, and if something goes wrong, you can actually call me, and we can make up some shit, and we can move you to a different school if he tells everyone fucking vampires are real or something. And I can get him a mask, and we can get you a new fucking identity and make sure that you can get where you need to go.
And he's still talking, and Val is walking up to him and just puts an arm around him.
Okay. Oh, okay. You're doing fine. There's like 2 of those awkward bro back pats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what happened to Brooke. Is she
Well, I mean, Daria did that fucking mind meld eye stare dog shit I fucking hate. I assume she pulled the truth out of her, but I don't know what they fucking put in her. So I can't trust her. And she's out politically, so she's just back to being fucking street criminal.
Right. Okay.
I hate to say it, but like you can't have that still go and he looks to Will, this still go.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can get cracked open like a fucking walnut. And after this, I can't get anybody the political clout to be able to turn her. And we can't trust anybody with any information about this situation who is not a fucking lockbox of a brain.
And Val's gonna pull out the phone that she got called on earlier. And looking at the phone, and then just hands it over to him.
I know that's hard.
Yeah. But thanks for all of this.
You're welcome. I'll make sure Brooke doesn't fucking eat it on the street. That's not what we're aiming for, is for her to get eaten or get taken out. I can do that much, but any message you want me to relay on why this is done?
Just tell her I'm sorry.
Will do. Well, good luck, Big Monster and Red Monster on Monster Red 1 million, whatever. You got to convince him to come up with something better than that. I just need a new one. I don't care if it's ridiculous, but I need to get rid of these handles because they're back traceable, and I need to get rid of this fucking work history, so we're going to have to rename the truck and paint it something different. I'll give you a shitload of money, and I'll get you more. Paint it whatever he wants. I don't care if it's got a fucking demon head on it. Just make it not this truck.
Fuck, okay. Yeah, I get it. Thanks.
All right, I got to get back to Calgary. Here's the map quest for where you got to go next for the next job. You can go to this district. There's a good fucking daycare center here, so if he's got to be up through the day for school, he can go here for after school care. And then this is a morning one that's run through a church. None of them talk to each other, so you'll be fine. I have to take taxis, but honest to God, if anything goes wrong with a taxi, we can fucking find the driver. We can make some real spicy things happen to him, so don't you worry about that. He'll be back for it at night. You'll have to do the evenings together, but you should be good there for at least a year.
And that's like, it's so comforting and emotionally activating that it's just like, there's Sheriff Cross, and he's just exactly the same, and he has a plan, and he will fix everything, and he will, and all of that stuff, and is like getting to her emotionally, and she says, I'm sorry for putting you through all this.
I mean, it's been a ride, no question, but, well, you're worth it.
I love you, Sheriff Cross.
I love you too, Val Miller. All right, I'm going back to Calgary. I'm going to fucking turn mortal if I stay here any longer. And he gives you a nod, tip of the cap, not in a milady way, but in a one Westerner to another when you're ready to not duel in the desert. And he walks off the road to a helicopter that was just in a gully that takes off, and somebody else comes out and takes the truck away. So
yeah, she'll get back in the truck and sit down next to Will. That was Sheriff Cross.
Sheriff Cross.
Yeah, he's another good monster. He's sort of my dad, I guess.
He's your dad?
Yeah.
Do I call him Grandpa?
No, we'd hate that.
The Sheriff Cross?
Yeah. Yeah.
He flew a helicopter.
He's got a lot going on, yeah. But he gave us money to make up for Christmas, so this truck, we can get to repaint it and rename it, and we'll buy something for it, and you. Whatever you want.
Okay. We
Okay.
see Sheriff Cross again?
Maybe.
You hugged him.
Yeah.
You only hugged me.
I've hugged you a lot more.
You like him?
Yeah.
He's good people?
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Okay, I like him too.
Good. I like you too, kid.
Like you, Mom.
Then pull away.
And you continue your journey, and you repaint the truck, and you rename it, and you find new handles, and you shift between communities every year. And once a year, every year, Sheriff Cross visits on Christmas. And you get to spend Christmas night with Sheriff Cross wherever you are, except for 1 year, work. He's there for Boxing Night. And he shows up for Will's birthday. He looks up when Will's birthday is, and he shows up on Will's birthday to also spend the night. And there are always gifts and extravagant things, and way too much money is thrown around for Will's meager existence. It seems like Santa Claus is literally arriving with Sheriff Cross.
Yeah.
And you do this until 2020. Growing up through the young childhood years, through high school, through college, living this simultaneous, very free, strange life and tremendously limiting life of being on the road, being in the cab. Val gets everything set up so there's internet in the truck, like everything that could be there. Until the sheriff shows up with an offer that's impossible to refuse, alongside a 2015 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat that is black with a red interior that will come to be named Cherry because you've been on the road for a long time. You've had no community for a long time. You've been in danger for a long time. But for the first time, you can come back to a town called New Haven and have your very first home.
This episode of Canada by Night features the voices of Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, and Pam Sparrow, alongside storyteller Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra. Canada by Night's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC.com. And our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR. All of their music is available at freemusicarchive.org. Canada by Night is a spin-off of the Dum Dums and Dice series Blood and Syrup. If you want to hear about what happened to Everett before he came to New Haven, look for Blood and Syrup anywhere podcasts can be found. For all things Dum Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Sleep well, my kindred. Sleep well in this world of darkness.
Dum Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Alarain Okapi, Madre de Gatos, Mithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, Corpse Knight Silver, Adamir 101, The Dankler, Anticore 7, Lady Destiny Stormbringer, Randall Eberly, the yes butt of improvisational comedy, Lord Taser, Funky Stevie, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.